We're back with our Hunkydory Frosty and Friends collection, so let's get making. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Today we are back as we continue to work our way through the Hunkydory Frosty and Friends Luxury Topper collection. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. We have been working on some cards to take to a Christmas craft fair that we've got at the end of the month. If you don't know anything about it, we are attending a local craft fair at a place called the John Fretwell Centre, which is on Suitcombe Road in Mansfield in Nottinghamshire, which is in England. And we are going to be taking our Christmas cards. It's the first time in a long time that we've taken Christmas cards to any of our fairs, and in all honesty I have no idea how many I need. So we're going to work our way through one of the kits. I picked out the Frosty and Friends kit from Hunkydory, which is a newer kit to myself at least, and we're going to work our way through it. This is part 2. I've already made one video where we made 4 cards and we used this topper sheet collection on that one. So I'm going to move that one out of the way for now, and we're going to work on a different one. And seeing as this is the next one underneath, let's work our way through this. So I'm going to grab that one. I'm going to also have a look in the cards and see which ones match these toppers. It's not that one. If you haven't seen this collection and you'd like a closer look, please head on over to my channel. I do have craft hauls, and this is in one of my more recent ones, so do head on over. I will try and drop a link into the specific video in the description box so that anybody who missed it can go and have a look. So those are the 2 cardstocks that match this. I'm going to pull off all of these, and I'm just looking at what toppers we've got, trying to work out what would be good where. So we have that size topper, we have this square one which I think would fit definitely, I think, a 6x6 card blank. So we have that one. And we have these really nice diddy ones that I actually think may work well on their own on like a 4x4 card. And I do like my 4x4s. We've got 2 of those. Then we've got this really nice little snowman topper. That may just end up being like a little extra one. I've got a few of those. Then we've got all of these that are like little sentiments as well. So let's have a look at this. Then that, all I've done is I've just pulled out all of the die cut elements. Can get rid of that sheet now. Good friends, great cheer, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Can't pick them up. We've got Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, which I think would probably work nice over here. Oh, for a special friend at Christmas, maybe that way actually. No, that looks better with that one. Let's go for that one over there. 'Tis the season to be jolly. That would go with that one, but I feel like that may be too big of a sentiment. So maybe we do, but then that's really big, isn't it? No, we'll go there, we'll go there. More than likely change my mind. But let's try committing to that. So let's have a look. I think we're going to go for this one on a 6x6 topper, to be on a 6x6 card blank, to be totally honest. And I'm considering making that into a shaker card. I think that would look really nice as a shaker card actually on a 6x6 card blank. So where did my card blank let's go. Let me grab a 6x6 card blank and see what I think. Right, so I have just grabbed a couple of larger card blanks. So this is my 6x6, which is my largest square card blank I've got. That's going to fit perfectly, look. Then the sentiment. So yeah, happy with that. I think I'm going to make that into a shaker card. Then I've picked up my, I think this is a 5x7, which I'm hoping will be perfect for this topper. Yes, it will, look. I'm still just slightly worried about this sentiment. It's such a beautiful sentiment. I'm just not sure if it's too big for that card. Let me put that to one side and I'll come back to that when I've decided what I'm doing with that one. That's my 6x6, and then I've got some 4x4s here. Always have these handy because I love working on the 4x4s. And I think that these are going to be perfect for just these nice little toppers, look. For a special friend. And then we have this one. 'Tis the season to be jolly. I think that's lovely. So let's move all of those over there. We're going to work on the shaker card. For anybody who hasn't been watching my channel, I have had nothing but disaster after disaster with my shaker cards. However, I did finally crack it when I was working with the Frosty and Friends kit. And my last one actually worked, which was a miracle. So I'm going to go for the same principle as I used there. So I have my anti-static bag, I've got my pack of tumble dryer sheets, I've got my foam tape that I'm going to double up to make sure that it's thick enough. And then I've got the slightly heavier stuff. So I still add in like a bit of glitter and a bit of the fake snow. But I also add in some heavier elements to hopefully help make things move along a little bit. So let's pop this out. I'm going to try and make all 4 of these cards on this video like I did on the last one. And again, I don't use these inner frames. I keep them. I don't waste them. Please nobody shout. I do keep them for any other projects. But I like to have a bit of a space between my topper and my outer frame. I'm just going to try and cut some of these little notches off. I don't like them. They are natural when it comes to using die cut, because they're just the little bits that keep the die cuts from falling out. There we go. Do the same with my frame. Go. That's looking better. There we go. And then I'm going to use this top of this cardstock, because what I like to try and do is keep as much of this imagery as I can, because this can be used for under the topper for another card. So I'm going to grab my cutter. I've got the Crafter's Companion guillotine cutter. These card blanks are advertised as 6x6, but I have noticed that some of them are not 6x6. So let's actually measure how big this particular card blank is that I'm using, so that I can get my measurements right. So it's just above 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Of course you are. So let's bring in my cardstock. And we're going to go 5.5 by 5.5. Does mean it will be ever so slightly off, but yeah, I'm sure it will be fine. I'm going to move my other piece of cardstock just slightly out of the way. Let's do this on 5.5. There we go. So there is my mat. That will be absolutely fine. There we go. So that is where that's going to sit, just like that. And then we're going to have the topper. Spin it round. Do I want it that way? Or do I want it that way? Oh, I'm so indecisive today. Yeah, I think we'll go for it that way. Yeah, we're going to go for it that way, I think. So we'll put that down and move that down to here. I'm going to move this bit and this bit as well. I'm going to put them handy so that I've got them ready for my other cards. And then I'm going to grab my ATG and I'm going to use this to put my backing card down. I absolutely love my ATG. If you are considering having one and maybe you've seen some comments about the tape being difficult to change, I did do a tutorial on how to load the tape into this. So you may find it useful to go and have a look. I absolutely love it. I don't find it too difficult to swap the tape over, but I know some people have. So do head on over and it may just help you to make your mind up. There we go. So that's our backing card down. And then I place this on here just so it gets kind of like a rough area. Because then I want to stick this down and I'm going to use wet glue. This is the tacky PVA, so it doesn't take long to dry. Sorry about that, my glue was a bit blocked. I've just unblocked it. So I'm going to use some of this wet glue. It's just a tacky PVA glue. I don't want a lot, but this will just give me a little bit of time to move my topper until it's in the right place. Turn that over, make sure I stick it on the right way. So roughly I'm going to be popping the outline around there. So that means roughly I want this around there. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this to one side and give this chance to dry while we make up the frame and get that ready to go. So pop that over there. Right. So with the frame, we need to line this with our acetate. So let me grab a sheet. This is some that I've got. And then I've got my double-sided tape. This is a lot thinner ink or something. It's going to be the perfect size. My ATG is just too wide to go around some of these items. So how best to do this? Let's cut out a rough shape, so I'm working with something a lot smaller. So all I've done is just cut out like a rough square here, just so that I'm working with a smaller piece. And then lined up on one side. So I'm going to come across here. I'm going to come up here. Make sure you keep it in position, look. Cut across here. So I'm going to come across here. Back. Across here. So you can see how that is fitting into the shape I've got. Across here. And then put this back into place for the final snip across here. There we go. Just going to move all of these pieces out of the way. And then I'm going to take my double-sided tape and I'm going to line this. So I'll go straight across there, twist it, follow the line as best as I can. There we go. I'll take the backing off, and then all of these like creases and that's in my tape will flatten out once I get the acetate on. That down there like that. So much easier when you're working with just like a square or even just a plain circle card. But we're doing okay, guys. Straight across on the last side now. There we go. So let's take this backing off. Then I have my acetate. Pick up this and put this onto here. And hopefully it will fit. There we go. Make sure that is pressed down tightly. Make sure it's stuck down absolutely everywhere, which it is. Love that. Then I'm going to start doing my anti-static stuff now, and then I'm going to put my foam tape on. So, anti-static bag. Let's start with you. I'm going to anti-static one side. I'm going to anti-static the other as well. And if anybody says this is overkill, yes, it's overkill. If you haven't watched, I have had a lot of disasters in the past. Wipe my hands with the dry sheet to remove any possible static from me. I'm going to wipe this. Anti-static magic. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to anti-static this side. It smells very nice too. I like these ones. Right, so that is that anti-static. It is now not sticking to me or my hands, which is great. Then I'm going to take my foam. Now this is where it could get interesting, though to be fair, it's quite thin foam. It's actually working through there. And I'm going to double foam tape it again. So like double layer. Because I did find that that worked last time. So let's keep going. Make sure that when you put a new piece down, that join is as tight as possible. Bring it round, straight down, round the corner. And I'm going to rip that as close to that joint as I can. I'm going to peel that back, peel that one back as well. And I'm going to actually have this overlap on that joint too. Go, grab another one. These foam strips are some that I picked up from Crafterlia. I'm not sure how deep they are, to be fair. They're not overly thick, but doing 2 has worked on my last shaker card. It definitely made a big difference to it. Going around there, just following that same line. Go. And I'm going to get another one for the home stretch, and then we can pick what goodies we are going to put into this shaker card. Make sure my join is sealed. On round, and then put it there. Make sure that that seal is gorgeous, which it is, and you're not going to see where I have been with my foam tape on the inside either. So put that back there. I come in with my anti-static. I want to really make sure that this has 0 static in it whatsoever. I'm also going to take my anti-static bag and just run it across the edge to try and prevent anything sticking to the inner edge, because that was another really good tip that I got. Right, I am happy. So let's bring back my card. Now we need to decide what we're going to pop actually in here as part of the shaker piece. So I think I haven't used these yet, so let's pop some of these in. Oops, can't even pick them up. I picked up these from Amazon a while ago, and I haven't used these. These are going to be on the weightier side, I think. So, pop a few of those on. There we go. Let's also go for some of my silver rhinestones, because oh god, not that many. Who doesn't love a little bit of sparkle on the card? Especially when it's not going to go everywhere, well, in theory anyway. What are those? So far they don't have any static in them, so they're cool. Then, what else do I have along here? Maybe some of these. I put some in my last one actually. They're quite nice there. Let's go for just a couple of these, not too many. A couple of those. They seem to have a bit of static in them. I've also got these ones, these holographic gold, like reindeer ones. So I might put a couple of these in here too, just to match that reindeer in the background. We've got quite a lot of space in this one, so don't worry that it's starting to look a little bit full already, because we have quite a large shaker area. Let's pop in some of the fake snow. Go for a little bit more. Go, and then maybe some glitter. Apologies for my arm. My glitter is just on the back. Might go for a little bit of gold glitter and a little bit of white glitter. I thought I got my silver glitter somewhere on my desk, but I can't see it. Oh, I have, it's here. So, a little bit of silver to match the silver holographic background. A little bit of gold to match those reindeer. Not too much, but just enough. And then a little bit of white as well for the snow. There we go. I also have some of these stars. I think I'll go for the silver ones because they're more of like a rose gold. So let's chuck a couple of these in as well. Again, not too many, but again, these are a bit on the weightier side. They're not as light as like the fake snow is. So I'm hoping they'll help it keep moving. Either that, I've just gone absolutely overkill and it's just going to be a disaster. So, just for final peace of mind, I'm going to take my tumble dryer chute. I'm so paranoid about it all just going to pot. Just take off all of this backing. And then, I don't think it matters which way that goes on. There we go. And then it works. Look at that. We've got some gorgeous glitter in there. It works, it moves, it isn't staticky, it doesn't get stuck. I love it. For those of you who have been watching me for a while will know why I get so excited making these. I think that's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to pop on here the little sentiment. I'm actually going to go a little bit different for me, and I don't think that this needs any 3D effect at all. I don't want to take away from the shaker card side of things, so I'm just going to put a strip of glue straight across the middle like this. And then I'm going to stick that on here and then just let that dry. And that is our first card of the day. I think that's beautiful. I think that's so, so beautiful. So that is the first card. Let's pop that over there. I'll bring it back later. Now let's work on the next card. In fact, let's do the little 4x4 because I'm going to use the same paper pad cardstock piece that I've just used. So let's just trim this down. Get rid of all of the little notches. Not that there's many on this one, to be fair. And on this one, I'm just going to go simple but beautiful. I really don't want anything or need anything too fancy for this one. So I'm going to bring in my cardstock. And I'm going to take this piece from up this top. That will still leave me with this bottom here as another topper piece. So again, as before, I'm just going to measure this to see how much of a 4x4 card I've actually got. So I have, that one's not bad, not bad at all. Just shy of 4 by just shy of 4. So I'll start off from this top, turn it round, a bit easier. And I'm going to go from there. 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that now still leaves me with that piece there, look, as a gorgeous topper. So I'm going to grab this when I can. There we go. Pop that out the way. So out of that A4 sheet, I've still got all of that left to use for whatever I want to use it for. So I'm going to put that up there. And then I think I'm going to add some washi tape on, to be honest. I think I want to just almost lighten this up a little bit, make it not quite so bright, so dark. Question is, do I want like a silvery grey? Do I want the blue? The blue's quite nice, isn't it? Let's try and go for this blue. I'm going to try and do it before I stick this down, because while I like this glitter washi tape does not like me, and it doesn't stick very well. But if I turn it over early and then put my adhesive tape on, it will then stick and be stuck underneath the adhesive, so it won't come apart. Now I've got to try and eyeball this one, There we go. I don't think that's bad. We have the little snowman topper and our gorgeous little sentiment. I like that, so let's put that one together. 4x4s are so quick and easy to do, especially when I tend to use my 4x4s as plain is not the word, but just a little bit more simple, maybe. I don't know. They're still just as beautiful. I don't want anybody thinking that my 4x4s aren't, but I don't tend to go for like shaker cards or anything on a 4x4. I tend to find that 4x4 cards are usually picked up by people who just want something to give to like that friend or that little neighbour, somebody who maybe they don't spend a huge amount of time with, but they still want to give that really nice gesture of giving them a card. So we have that on there. And then I am going to foam tape this up, because why not? So I've got my foam tape. 1, 2. There is the topper. I'm going to double decoupage the sentiment up. There is the little sentiment. And then I've got some of these. I might just pop a couple of these gems. Might go for that medium size there, actually. The small ones do fit nicer though, don't they, on these little cards. I only want 2. I just want one on either end where I haven't put the washi tape, just to give it a little bit extra. So there we go. That is our 4x4 card done with that card paper backing. Now let's work on our next cards. So we have this one next. Pop these out. That's that one. Again, I'm not going to use this frame. there. And I think on this one, I'm just going to go for my normal. I'm going to have my frame sat down, probably just glued straight on. I'm going to have that as a focal point, so that's going to be decoupaged up. And then we can have this probably in the bottom corner. Maybe if I don't put the top quite so central, maybe if I actually put that over there. I've still got it in my head that that sentiment just looks too big. Pop that there. That one there, maybe. And then this over here. I think that looks better like that, doesn't it? It's not taking over the topper too much. So let's get trimming. Go. Go. Love the colourway on here, and I actually have some purple gems. Those pale ones will probably go really nicely with this one actually, so we can pop some of those on here as well. So apologies if you can hear any noise. My little boy is in his bedroom next door with his dad. There we go. So I have my hard blank, and I am going to try, I think, imagine, no, that will fit there actually. I want to try and keep some of this holographic music notes maybe for the 4x4 card if possible, because then that will give a little bit extra to my little card, whereas with this one it's going to be taken up by a lot of that topper sheet, isn't it? So bring back the cutter, and I'm going to want, so this piece this side is pop. That's actually dead on 7. That has surprised me. So it is 7 by, should be 5 and 5. This is a good card blank, guys. Right. So let's bring this in here. So if it was dead on 7, I'm going to bring it in here, just one notch under the 7 mark. Go. So that leaves me, again, this gorgeous topper that I can use for another card. And then it was dead on 5, so I'm going to come in at 4 3/4. There we go, and that then still leaves me with this piece. So pop that to one side. Then I'm going to grab my ATG and just pop that extension in actually. There we go. Grab my ATG and let's get this stuck down. Card blank. There we go. And then I'm going to stick this down flat. So again, I'm going to bring in my wet glue. Might be ready to refill this. I'm sure there's plenty on. Last thing you want is this coming up later. And then I just want to make sure this is the right way because it has got the musical notes on. Last thing I want is to put this on upside down. So there we go. I'm going to put this over here. Go. Looking good. And then we're going to decoupage up this piece. So 1, oops, 2, and 3. There we go, there's our little topper. Absolutely love that. And then let's take this one, and I think if we pop that in this corner, it'll be fine. I'm going to pop some of the double-sided foam tape along the bottom. I hope that is still the bottom, yeah. I'm going to pop a little piece up in this corner here. But then this bit is going to sit on top of the bit that we've already decoupaged up. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of wet glue on here so that this sits on there. And it will stop it from coming loose. It will stop it from being like a weak spot where the sentiment can be pulled off. There we go. Good friends, great cheer, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And then I think I am going to go for the purple. I think my pink ones are too pink for this. So let's go for the purple ones. Yeah. This is a larger card, so this will take a larger gem. So I may actually use the large ones on this one. Let's go sparkly. So, uh-oh. Whoa. Gone flying now. Let's try again. There. 2. 3 and 4. There we go. Put those over there because I may put some on the next card as well. So then that is that one done. And then the last one is the last little 4x4 card, and we've got this topper here. So let's bring back, whoops, my cutter. Try not to knock you off. Check it. So just under 4 by just under 4. So I'm going to bring in my scrap piece. I'm going to see how big this is actually. It's 3.5. Let's do it 3.5 this way then. 3.5. I think that's going to be a bit small for my card blank. It's not bad, but what I think I'm actually going to do is, I've got lots of my Miri card. So what colour have I got down here? I have some just plain silver. So what I think I'm actually going to do is back this onto some plain silver that will match with the holographic while still keeping it looking beautiful. So let's ATG this up. Stick this on this piece of silver, just like so. And this is how you extend out these kits, because otherwise this piece could have been too small for absolutely anything and everything. Whereas now, just by backing it onto some Miri card, I've now made it a really nice size. So let's get this trimmed down. Try and get them around about the same size on either side. There we go. And so now, when we stick that on my card, I've still got a nice little bit of white around the edge, but it's not as big, look. Let's move my cutter out of the way. We'll move these pieces out of the way as well. Some of the little bits I don't keep, but like that is perfect for using on a sentiment. So we'll keep that piece, pop that over here out the way in my little scrap box. Bring back my ATG and attach this to the front of my card. I think I'm going to do this one this way. So let's attach this onto here. There we go. And I think I'm going to attach this like that actually. Yeah, so we'll decoupage this up. Oops, I've dropped that bit now. So 1 and 2. One, two. I do like putting 3 little pieces on my circle ones. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. So I'm going to pop this up here, like so. And then we have the sentiment down in the bottom. But before I stick that on, I haven't trimmed that one. And that will bug me. Go. 'Tis the season to be jolly. It absolutely is. And then I'm going to go for 2 of these little purple ones. Don't want anything big. 1 and 2. And there we go. Part 2 of Frosty and Friends kit working through making the cards ready for the fair is done. So that now makes me 8 of the Frosty and Friends cards. So just to go back and show you, we made this little 4x4 card, and we made this 4x4 card. We made this 5x7 card, and we also have our 6x6 shaker card. And for anybody who hasn't watched, I'll also give you a sneak peek to the 4 that we made the first time round. So the first time round we made this gorgeous little shaker card in the DL size. We then had this DL card as well. Then we made these 2 4x4 cards last time. So that's what I've made so far. I've made 8 cards out of the kit. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have and you haven't already subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button, hit the like and the notification bell so you know each and every time that we post. We are going to continue through this kit. I want to make as many Christmas cards as I can, and this is a perfect way of using up a kit and making all the cards as well. I'll drop a link in to the description box for the link to this kit if it's still available on Hunkydory. I'll also drop in a link to the last Frosty and Friends video that I made if you want to go and have a look how I made the other 4 cards. Also in the description box will be a link to my website along with a discount code for 20% off everything on my website. As I say, these are for the craft fair. If you are able to attend, the craft fair is at the John Fretwell Centre on Suitcombe Road in Mansfield. That's Nottinghamshire in the UK. That's in England. If you or your family members or friends or anything are able to attend, it's Sunday the 26th of November. I will have a stall there, and it would be absolutely fantastic for some of you guys if you can come to say hello, and there will be something there for anybody who is able to say that they watch me on YouTube. So thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful rest of your week. Bye for now.